Hey y'all, I'm back and it is April the 4th and today I have 1 year clean. So I'm super excited about that. You'll see I'm wearing my glasses because last week was the week from hell. I broke contact lenses, lost debit cards, all kinds of crazy stuff. Um, and right now I am sitting on the floor recording this video because I just had a pretty major anxiety attack. So I'm sitting on the floor to keep myself grounded. It kind of helps me like to focus and get this done. And it had nothing to do with this video at all. So during this video, I may be taking off my glasses like on and off kind of thing because I don't really like wearing them and that light is really weird. Anyway, so like I said before, I'm taking you through a journey, through my journey of what recovery looks like for me. And I had my family to write down questions and give them to me anonymously. And if you have any questions that you would like to ask me, feel free to drop them in the comments or inbox me, and I'll be sure to answer those questions as well. So let's jump right into it. What signs should others look for in their loved ones to detect addiction? So, one of the major things that I would say is that people have a tendency to detach. At least I did. When I was in active addiction, I didn't like to really be around my family a lot, or even some of my friends. So that's a major thing. Also, a change in behavior, as in like they may be sleeping a lot, you know, like just randomly, like sleeping for like 2 or 3 days, because normally that's what happens like when you binge and then you crash. So those are two major telltale signs that someone in your life may possibly be using. What would be your greatest advice to someone who is still struggling with addiction? Surrender, man. Just surrender. The first thing for me that was major was that I had to tell my family, that I was an addict, and it was hard, but they really helped me a lot. So that was the first thing, was telling my family and just surrendering, because the truth is that people who are addicts are powerless over their addiction. Literally powerless over the addiction. There's a saying that we say in NA where one is too many and 1,000 is never enough. And that's the truth. A lot of times we say, well, just, one more time. And that one more time leads to 2, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, months, years, because 1,000 is never enough. We are constantly chasing that high or that feeling to numb what it is that we don't want to face and deal with in life. So that would be my biggest thing. First, admit to yourself, admit to your family, and surrender. So that would be my advice. Next question. What would you say to people who have never tried it? Don't. I mean, like, don't. Whatever that it is, if you have never tried it, that means that you have gotten this far in life without it, so you don't need it. Don't do it. That's the only advice I have. Don't do it, because it will take you down a road that you do not want to go down and that you may not come back from. Because the only answer to using or continually using without getting help is jail, institutions, and death. That's it. jails, institutions, and death. So don't try it. That would be my advice. Just don't do it. Okay? Moving along. Let's see here. What is your biggest loss related to previous drug addiction? Okay. Whoever asked me that, that's a good one. My biggest loss was that before I was in active addiction, I was a dancer, not a stripper. Get your minds out of the gutter. Not a stripper, just a dancer. And I traveled and I, choreographed pieces for churches, for events, that kind of thing. And my addiction, that is hands down my biggest loss. Because right now I'm still trying to get myself back into the physical shape that is somewhat similar to what I was back then. I put on a whole lot of weight. You see those two chins? I didn't have that before. Like, I put on so much weight. And didn't care. Like, I literally did not care that I'd put on so much weight. I didn't care that I couldn't dance anymore. All I was concerned about was chasing that next high. So I would consider that my biggest loss. As far as just me personally, that was definitely my biggest loss. What are you looking forward to most? What are you looking forward to most of your sober journey? I can't talk. Man, like really being able to feel again. When I was out using, whether I was happy, I was like, oh, I feel good, let me go use. If I was sad, oh, I'm sad, I don't want to feel these feelings, I would go use. If I was tired, oh, I need a pick-me-up, let me go use. Oh, I haven't slept for days, now I need to sleep, use. So like, everything was to mask emotions, a lot of it was to mask emotions. So that is what I have found to be somewhat refreshing on this journey of me being clean, is being able to feel again, genuinely feel again. Because now I'm funny, I'm very funny, but before it was like I would joke a lot so that people would think I was fine and okay and like laugh at the jokes and not really see how much pain and hurt and misery I was in, but I'm to a point now, even at just 1 year, like if I'm sad, I can say to my family, look, I'm just sad. I don't know why, but I'm just sad, and I'm able to sit with that emotion and move through that emotion without using drugs. So that's what I look forward to the most. Finding a partner would be good one day, I wouldn't say it's the thing that I'm looking forward to, because these dudes be getting on my nerves, bro. But yeah, like, one day a healthy relationship, would be nice as well. But I'm still working, still working on me. And we'll see what happens. But for right now, man, I'm just enjoying feeling the feels and spending time with my family, really, All right, moving right along. Let's see what's next. How has your life changed since you've been doing work to maintain sobriety? How has my life changed? it has allowed me to be, I think, like more sympathetic towards people, you know? Because before, like when I was using, like when I tell you I did not care, I didn't care. There was one occasion, I'm going to just share this with y'all. So there was this one occasion where this girl who she was like a sister to me, told our drug dealer, right, that I was telling people that he was our drug dealer. I just wouldn't do that. So, I pretty much told her, when I see you, you better be ready because it's on site. And I meant that. I meant it from the bottom of my heart. So one day I'm driving. Now I'm working. Keep that in mind. I'm driving to the park and I see her pull into her daughter's daycare. I did a U-turn, pulled up in her daughter's daycare right beside her, and jumped out of the car. I started kicking her car. I was trying to bust her window. And then I looked in the back seat and I saw her mom, who I love and adore to this day. But I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? And her mom was like, Angel, please don't do this here. And something snapped, and I was just like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always knew to, like, respect my elders, like, no matter how I was, But had I seen her again after that, I would have beat the living crap out of her and not cared. Like, when I tell you I would fight and I don't care. There is blood. You go into the hospital. Okay. And that's just kind of, that's kind of like how I operated. So for me, the thing that has changed is like, is that I have sympathy and empathy for people like who are going through things. And there's just like a different understanding. And I have a whole lot more self-control. A whole lot more self-control. Because before I would fight at the drop of a hat. But I was terrified of police. So by the time they got there, I was gone. So I'm not going to jail. I was not going, I don't do jail, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's been the biggest change is my empathy and my sympathy towards other people, and being aware of how other people feel, and being aware of how what I say and do, how it affects other people. Okay, we're going to do one more here. 14, why did you start using? This is always an interesting question, and I think last time somebody asked something similar to that, but I'm going to go a little bit deeper because I meant to touch on this last time and I didn't. Why did I start using? So I was molested, like, at a very young age by a couple of different people, and then, like, raped at 14. And, like, but even before I was raped at 14, how do I explain this? So, like, hindsight is 20/20. So looking back, before I was 14, like, I used to, like, hide food and, like, binge food, like, just eat a whole bunch of food. Like, one time, y'all, I'm not even playing, like, one time, for real, I had, like, hidden a box of Pop-Tarts. Fix it, Jesus. And ate the entire box of Pop-Tarts, right? Which made me, like, throw up, and it was so disgusting. So, like, now knowing that I am an addict, I can look back and say, like, my addiction had reared its head probably at about 6th grade. So, because a lot of times when people hear, like, addiction, they just automatically, think drugs. So I guess when I try to answer the why did I start using, normally my answer is this: addiction is a disease. It is something I was born with. It is not something that I developed at a certain age or something traumatic, like it's a disease. That's why, like, some people can have one or two drinks. It doesn't make them an addict because they can stop. But for me, if I get one drink, I'm going to need a couple of bottles, and then it's going to be like, I need to go and get me some cocaine, you know what I'm saying? Some Molly, like that whole thing. So, and I just want to reiterate again for like people who may have family members or friends who are addicts. Addiction is a disease. It is something that we cannot control, but we do recover. But we have to be in those rooms of like NA and AA and doing the work with our psychiatrists and our therapists, and you know what I'm saying, and just the God of your understanding, you know what I'm saying, to successfully navigate this journey. So that's all for today. I'm gonna go take out my trash and fold some laundry. I love y'all. I'll do another one next week. Love y'all.